Alright, good morning ladies and gentlemen, and good afternoon, whichever time of day you're in my class. Welcome back to Coach K's Math Corner. I am going to go a little quicker today. Exponents with integers is what we're working on. Today I'll be able to evaluate exponents with integers, and I'll know I've got it when I can correctly answer at least 3 of the 4 questions on the exit ticket. Okay, so we're talking about exponents and integer review. We want to make sure we understand the difference between what we're doing. Again, how do we evaluate exponents? If we had I'm sorry kids, I forget this all the time. If we had 2 to the 3rd power, that would be like 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. Now I know we've talked about that, but that's just not a bad idea to go back and review. Now how do you multiply integers? Well, remember a few videos ago that we were looking at Mr. Multiplication. Remember? Little triangle dude that has 2 negative eyes and a positive mouth. Yeah. And if you cross out like this one and this one, if you're multiplying a positive times a negative, your answer will be what's left, which is a negative. All right. If you have questions, please ask. Go back to your notes and look. Thank you. All right. It's real basic here today on our notes. One of the things we're going to have to do, though, is talk about evaluating exponents with integers. And I believe that I told a few students in my class already what I thought was the correct way, but it isn't. I did some incorrect things, so I'll correct those as we go through the video. If the negative base is inside the parentheses, multiply the base by the base. And I'll show you that in a little bit. But if the negative is not in the parentheses, you keep the negative separate and multiply the base by the base. And again, I'll show you that as I go through the video. Okay, so here we are. And this is where I erred, and I apologize. That was my mistake. But let's talk about this one right here first. Now remember, what I said, what your notes say, if the negative sign is not inside the parentheses. In other words, if there aren't parentheses around the base number, then this is what you do. You leave the negative alone on the outside and take this 5 and you multiply it by itself twice. And if you do that, it is negative 5 times 5, which is a negative 25. Remember Mr. Multiplication? Yeah, okay. Negative, negative, add. We have a positive, we have a negative, we cross it out, we have a negative left. Now there's a difference when you come to this one right here, because the parentheses, or the negative is inside the parentheses. So that says negative 5 times negative 5. Well, if you notice in Mr. Multiplication, negative times negative, you cross out the 2 negatives, and what do you have left? Positive. The answer is positive 25. Notice the difference between the two answers. Notice the difference between the two problems. Okay? If you have questions, ask. All right, here's second example. Example number 2. We're going to start over here with the one that has grouping symbols, parentheses. Notice the negative is inside, so it is a negative 3 times a negative 3, which negative times negative is positive. This one, then, is opposite of this. You have the negative on the outside by itself, and you have 3 times 3. Well, a negative 3 times 3 is a negative 9. Notice the difference between the two. Notice the difference between the two problems. All right, example number 3. Come on, pen. Here we go. We'll start over here with the one that does not have the parentheses. Remember, negative stays on the outside. 6. Look at these, just this right here. 6 times 6. We have a negative 6 times a positive 6. Answer, negative 36. Again, look back at your notes. Look at Mr. Multiplication. We have a negative 6 times a positive 6. Our answer is going to be negative. All right? This one, then, the negative is inside the grouping symbols. So we're going to say, or parentheses, negative 6 times negative 6. And again, Mr. Multiple Division, negative, negative, positive. If you take a negative and cross it out, negative cross it out, you have a positive left. So negative 6 times negative 6 is a positive 36. Okay, example number 4. We are talking again about this one. Remember, if it's inside the parentheses, we multiply the base number negative 10 by itself, negative 10. And 10 times 10 is 100. But a negative times a negative is a positive, so we have a positive 100. All right? And then we go on to this one, which does not have parentheses. So we have negative 10, oh, I'm sorry, put the negative on the outside by itself, and 10 times 10, sorry kids, 10 times 10, but now we have negative 10 times 10. And negative times positive is negative, so we have a negative 100. Again, I'm moving quickly, but if you have any questions, please ask. Oh, here we go with I got this joke from some other place, and it says, oh God, when will it end? And you notice this person or bird or whatever it is that's eating, I think it's a person, is eating in a pie eating contest. But notice what kind of pie it is. It's not the pie you buy in a bakery. It's the pie that goes on forever and ever and ever. You know, the 3.14 pie, the one that has that Greek symbol, so to speak. And it goes on forever. And he's wondering, how long will it take me to eat all these numbers? And they'll just keep going on and on and on. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I don't write them, I just put them in there. Okay, well, the exponents with integers, you have an independent work time. It should be on the front of your notes. If you have taken time to watch this whole video, you'll know that that's independent. It's on the front, not in the back this time. Really want you to work hard at understanding the difference between problems that have a grouping symbol versus the ones that don't when you're working with integers. Make sure you complete this and then show me after you complete it. When you get your notes and independent work done and the exit ticket and the assignment, make sure that you write it down on your checkoff chart. And I only took the checkoff chart up to 5, I believe, but you need to add 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? You should add that to your chart. As you keep going, you should add each one as you go. I only put the first 5 in because I didn't know how long it would take you. Okay? And so then we're moving on to exponents with integers, exit ticket. Pay attention to those parentheses, kids. Pay attention to them. The whole goal...
Mr. Campbell, please dial
Sorry, kids.
Mr. Campbell, please dial
I don't know why they keep interrupting me. I wish they would realize I'm doing something they shouldn't be talking to me. But anyhow, they do. So I apologize for that. Use your notes if you need to. Pay attention to those parentheses. Go back to your notes. Don't ask me. You got your notes. If there's something you didn't understand in the video, ask me about that, but not the notes. Or not about the exit ticket. Hey, you got grouping symbols, no grouping symbols. Make sure you know the difference between the two. My goal is for you to get 3 at least correct out of the 4, okay? And then when you're done with that, we have an assignment. You're to do the first 8. You must do the first 8. If you want to do them all and you want a challenge, go for it. I made the exponents a little higher than 2. So I would encourage you to try those. Maybe they're not as challenging as I think, but hopefully they give you some challenge. Make sure, again, that you pay attention to the parentheses. The parentheses, kids. Make sure you pay attention to that. Rate yourself as a 1, 2, 3, 4 before you do this and after you do this. And you'll need to write number 8 in your checkoff chart. Good luck. Have some fun with it. Hopefully you've enjoyed Coach K's Math Corner today. See you later. Good luck. Bye-bye.